Hi ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me again. You are with Dr. RK Powar, and I'm going to share one of my quotes with you today. And the quote is this: make sure the people you have in your life are a bonus and not a requirement. A dear friend of mine used to always say to me that we don't need 95% of the people we have in our lives. At that time, obviously, things didn't make much sense. In fact, the person concerned asked me to get rid of 95% of the people I had in my life. Today, obviously, this quote that I've made is based on some of the wisdom my friend had shared with me. So I hope you like this quote. Make sure the people you have in your life are a bonus and not a requirement. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me again. You're with Dr. RK Powar. Trust you're well. You've just listened to the quote, and now I'm going to just elaborate on that quote. Why I feel it's important to have people in your life that are a bonus and not a requirement. Now, this requires a certain paradigm shift in our thinking, because we are led to believe from day one that if we have loads of friends, if we have a sibling, if we have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a spouse, get married, have children, and tick all the boxes of the conventional route, we're going to be happy. If that's true, then why is it the case that so many of us are not? I speak to a lot of people that are in relationships, and especially the ones that are married. They are, unfortunately, most of them just in a functional relationship, or they're just doing things to keep society happy and to have the status quo that they're married. And it's nothing more than that. Of course, there are always exceptions to the rule. There's some very, very happily married people. But when you're doing something for a requirement to satisfy whatever external pressures you have, then you're compromising who you are. The minute you're compromising who you are, then that causes all kind of negative trails, all kind of negative emotions. And then with negativity, as we know, there's a lot of stress. And more than that, I see a lot of people who are in functional relationships, and they are, when I look at them, they're almost like living but dead. They've got no zest in their life, nothing about them that's alive. There's no spark in them, nothing. The other thing, a long time ago, I heard an elderly person say that if you're married and you have a son and you've got a daughter, you've got a complete life. What else could you possibly ask for happiness? Well, there you go. That's the secret to happiness. Is it though? Is it the secret to happiness? So, if you don't do all those things, then you have the next thing to deal with, that somewhere along the lines you've failed yourself and you've failed society, and you are branded a failure. And then you think, well, which one is the better of the two evils? So that goes back to my quote: make sure people that are in your life are a bonus and not a requirement. And if I can just quantify that numerically to make it very, very simple, if you're on step number 5 and you are in a relationship, make sure you're still on step number 5, or you're a step 6, a step 7. The minute you're having to compromise who you are and go down a few steps, you are just in a relationship for the basis of a requirement to satisfy the outside world, or to satisfy something that makes you feel, because you've done that, you are no longer a failure. And all of that requires a shift in our thinking. It also requires a certain amount of self-confidence, a certain amount of being happy with who you are. And I can't possibly cover all that in one video, but my videos are based on learning, motivations, growth and development. So if you watch those, you'll have many steps on how to achieve a better version of you, and then be strong within yourself, which is our ultimate goal. Because as the very famous saying goes, we entered this world on our own and we're going to leave it on our own. So somewhere along the lines, we need to find some happiness in this little journey. Thank you for listening in. If you haven't, do subscribe, do like the channel, and do share it with friends that you think would benefit from the video content. And thank you very much. See you again soon. Bye bye now.